Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Mind Aligned, where we hold space for honest conversation and growth, mindset, and mental clarity. I'm Ogunlekilo Aloseyifumi, and today we are diving into a topic that we all face at some point in life, which is failure. But not just failure itself. What does it mean to bounce back from it? What happens after the fall? How do we rebuild, recover, and realign when things don't go as we planned? Whether you are in the middle of setback or trying to make sense of one from your past, And today I have here with me my Black amiable friend.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sheyi. My name remains Olajide Apata, and I'm a co-host for today.
So today we, when we want to dive into this kind of topic, we need to have someone that can expatiate on the topic or have experience about this topic. And I have here with me our African queen.
Thank you for the long introduction. My name is Papaya Abimbiade, and I'm a digital strategist helping business owners to find clarity and purpose in what they are doing, and also individuals too. I'm also a content creator that's focused on positive mental health and mindset realignment.
When we are talking about bouncing back after failure, a lot of people have experienced that, especially when your papa is not rich or your mama is not rich. You are from the streets or from the trenches. And so I want to ask our guest a question, which is, what does it mean of bouncing back, and what does it take to have failure?
Okay, that's a beautiful question. So I'd say failing means you tried at something. And the fact that you tried is already a step towards the right direction, because it means you want something for yourself and you are willing to work towards it. So the thing about failing also is when something happens and you fall down,
Okay.
I feel most people feel a sense of shame, and that's because our whole identity is sort of tied into what we do, our career and everything. And that's why for me personally, I always encourage people during that period, try and find something that is a hobby.
Okay.
Something that you're not going to monetize, something that is going to keep you grounded. So once you found that, you can disassociate from your career and all those things. So at least when you even meet people, you will not say, my name is Lillian, I'm a doctor. You can say, my name is Lillian, I like history, or I like archaeology or something. And that's another conversation starter that can also make you meet the right people and things change from there.
Thanks so much. And let me ask you, why does failure is so hard, especially when it's tied to our identity of success?
I think that's because largely we are in a capitalist economy. The person with the money sort of gets things, sort of gets the respect. And when you've tied your identity to that, or maybe when you feel like you're not doing enough, it doesn't feel like, okay, I am failing at this thing. Your mind automatically interprets it to a failure. And it shouldn't be that way. I feel it's the perspective change that is going to make all the difference. So instead of just saying, I'm a failure, or feeling shame, and I think that shame too comes from people around.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to just come out and say, oh yes, I did this. Nobody wants that part of where they are falling down and everybody's looking at them and laughing and all of that.
Which means what you're trying to say is, even if you don't start, or if you don't start something, you've already failed.
Yes.
So it means that even failure is part of success.
Yes.
So we should be proud of failure. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
So Jide, are you proud of failure?
You are a failure. No. So now that drives my question even more. So the question is, people who fail, most times they don't want to accept it as failure.
Yeah.
They don't want to see it as failure. I don't know, maybe because of the stigma that will be attached to me they drive Jeep before now. Waiting happen.
You can't use like every
trek again. Like sometimes, I'm shy to trek. Today when I was coming, I'm not mobile. I was shy to trek because I was like, damn, I look good. I had to motivate myself inside And no, I'm serious. I had to pick up myself, enter KK, and I'm like, Jide, damn it.
When you get to your gate and say, "Oh, where is your car?"
Honestly, so think, what are people thinking and all of that?
Yeah.
See how fresh she is, but if you afford car. No, don't get me wrong. So what motivates you to just say, you know what, this is what I love, I want to do it, and regardless of any obstacle, I will do it.
I think the beginning, the first thing you have to start is you're not important.
Hmm.
You understand?
I like that.
You're occupying maybe 5-10 seconds of people's mind.
Hmm.
And most times it's okay when they see you maybe on Instagram or something, they just see you and they scroll past. They forgot saying day-to-day have things they're working towards. They have problems. Do you understand? So once you decenter yourself, like, okay, this is my mistake. Anything I do, he's not going to come and beat you. He's going to come and tell you, okay, you are not driving a car.
They don't even have the mind, actually. You're the one thinking for
what are you
them.
going to do? You cut them off because you don't even want to be associated with those kind of people that only tell your importance to how good you're doing. So now, because I don't have money, that doesn't mean I cannot show up for my friends, for my family. You're doing something. Okay, I have the connect. I'll call this person, I have contributed. It doesn't have to be monetary. So that's...
Well,
sorry.
Okay.
You.
Okay.
The main point is, you are not important in the other people's lives. You're only important in your own life.
So I take that point to be important to yourself. So yes.
But do you know?
Thank you.
Do you know
Thank you
the
for
way
that.
we absorb things, the way we take things are different. There are some people who fail, but they cannot hold it because it's messed with their mental health. So if you're talking about failure for people that they cannot handle it emotionally, what advice can you give them?
Take a break. The thing is, everybody feels like
We're talking about take a break. Take a break.
The problem might not even be what you're doing. It might be that you're already burnt out. So you're not putting in your all. Now your mind is telling you, I don't want to do it. Listen to it. You'll get to one point that your body will pinching you. That's sitting down at home, that relaxing. It will not cut it again. You want to come back. Then you know that, oh, okay, I'm ready to give it a try. I'm ready to put maybe one foot in and that. And you see that thing about also taking a break and being bored. Your mind will open. You're bored. You will think of stupid things. Some stupid things will not end up making sense. You will retrospect. You think about the mistakes that you made and things that you have done to do better. And I feel like everybody, no matter how mentally down you are, there's always that small desire about, like, well, tomorrow is still day. Do you get? So you say that tomorrow is still day, if you have it, just keep doing it and just keep holding it. Don't force yourself or your body to do
More.
what it doesn't want to do, especially if you're just coming out from like a major setback or something.
To that question, there are some people, once they take break, they will just forget what they are doing. Because there's nothing to strive them anymore to do what they were doing or to motivate them to do more. And that's why some people just look at themselves and say, let's just go, let me go to another thing entirely. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I feel like that's okay too. In the sense that it may be that you thought you wanted, it's actually what you want. Do you get? And for those people that have gotten to that point of they cannot bring themselves up, this is where, for me, social media comes very handy. Go to your social media, find the people that make you jealous and save their pages. Now, when I say jealous, I don't mean you should go and stalk them or you should go and be thinking bad towards them. Find what they are doing, because there's something about that person's life that is triggering you. It means you want that thing that person has. Find what it is, put it together, and if you think about it, you have already gotten your, your vision board. So that has made it easier for you to now, maybe sit back and be able to plan. Because, now I know what I want. How am I going to get what I want? Do you get? So you've moved one step forward, and you see that ginger that comes from trying to put things together.
Yeah.
Now you've forgotten that you failed. You've forgotten that you didn't want to stand up.
Yeah.
And you found a new interest, which might end up being your calling.
Oh, perfect. So, do you have in your life, for years now, do you have any time you've failed and bounce back? Which you would love to share, because we would love to hear and
maybe personal something.
For that one, one thing I always give myself credit for is I am a serial trier.
Okay.
When I was in uni, I think my second year or so, I joined some people to organize Miss Unilearning, that first one. Yeah,
I didn't know.
Oh, okay. So it ended up not going the way we wanted to.
Okay.
But
And you spend your money? Or SCG money?
No. We didn't make a profit, but it was like we were just in the middle. There was no loss, but there was no profit.
Okay.
So I wanted to actually continue, but the people I was working with didn't want to. So you see, for that one, it was like, okay.
Just a try.
Yes.
Okay.
But what I took from it was, I like actually running around and trying to get people to do things.
No, I used to say that kind.
And listen, do you get? I also now tried a wig business in school too. But you see that one now too, how will I put it? I saw my fault. That one, you can tell. The hair and the student did not even correlate. Who is going to be
I wonder how.
You get, so that one to just
You just end up having debtors.
But what are you trying to say? Are you saying that Unilearning people do not have money to buy wigs?
No,
You
I'm
don't
not saying
expect
Unilearning
students
people,
to
but
be
why?
buying wigs and all that.
When there are things that you should be putting your money
Honestly, like,
towards, courses
You stop
and all
oppressing
those.
other students,
Wicked.
please. Students, stop oppressing
I mean,
other
I don't even,
students.
and I also didn't know how to do that guilt tripping advert of belong and all those things. I always feel like, okay, if you want it, you get it. So maybe last that business was not for me. So then I now went to law school. When I got to law school, I had interactions with people because my aim then was, okay, I did not get the result I wanted for my undergrad. So I wanted to finish with the first class. Now the first class was like, okay, bad as a bad, I'll end up with a 2-1. But when I'll tell people around me, the first thing they'll do will be like, they'll laugh. And let me know, like, that thing pained me.
But to be honest, you know how that school is. First class.
Okay, but at least before you don't laugh first. You can laugh later, or you say, "Oh, cool."
Because I know how it works, so I know how that school is.
I did. So to make sure I put my all, and then I ended up having a conditional pass, which meant I failed one course.
Okay.
And everybody around me was saying that, okay, yeah, but it's just one course, this. That one is the one that I would say really hit me. I stopped talking to people. I blocked people off. Even my parents, I was angry at everybody. Then I went to camp. And because camp, I didn't know... Yes, and I went to where they actually posted me to. So when I got to camp, I was putting myself in activities, and I noticed that, okay, I wasn't really concentrating on the fact that I was not getting called to bar with my remaining classmates. Yeah. And the funny thing that people are taking exit, because the call to bar was now while we're in camp. So this person will say, "Oh, I'm going for my call to bar. You are not going." I'm like, "Yeah, I didn't pass." And when I just started saying, "Yeah, I didn't pass. Yeah, I didn't pass," it was not feeling... Yeah, it wasn't feeling heavy. People not be like, "Oh, really didn't pass?" Because people that really saw me, they knew that I tried. I don't know if that's this thing, or maybe they're just trying to be polite and all of that. And during this thing, I got assigned to on kitchen duty. Okay. I hated the way they were cooking and all this. And then I was like, okay, it's true. I actually like food. That one now made me enroll in culinary school. So I got my culinary certificate while I was doing my law school. Cool. So it ended up now giving me I would say, okay, the failure ended up with me having 2 different certifications in things I liked. I ended up being called to the bar, and now okay, I'm a chef, and I can do whatever I want to do, even if I don't want to go into a business.
That sounds cool. Trust me. So to the audience, trust me. Failure is not a stigma. Try something. If you fail, do it again, and if you fail, do it again too. So, Mr. Jide, do you have? I'm very sure Jide don't fail before.
You know, I've failed a lot. Look at my face. I failed a lot. You know, I failed at so many things, but one thing I commend myself for is bouncing back.
Okay.
I don't hesitate to bounce back. I tell people, I say, if I fail 100 times, I'll stand up 100 times.
Okay.
I don't accept failure, but I know it's part of the journey. I don't see it as something I would settle for, but I know it's part of the journey or part of a journey. And, you know, failure or failing is also an experience, but we should not bank on it or use it as a yardstick not to grow or develop. So for me, I feel failure has the weights or a weight it has on both genders.
Yeah. So, Mr. Jide, I want to tell you something when you finish. I want to tell you my own story. Just listen.
Okay. So failure has the way it weighs women down and the way it weighs men down, especially a woman that is trying to put herself or deliver as much as, some other men are delivering in a competitive society, you can imagine how much it will weigh her down.
Yeah.
And imagine how it will weigh the guy. So there are different levels to the weight we carry.
Yeah.
And I feel the society too does not really help.
Yeah.
Seeing that weight in both genders. So I'm not trying to pick to say, oh, we find it easy or women find it easy. No, I'm just saying in terms of when we feel the weight, they will tell the woman, since a man did not cry because he felt this way, if you're feeling that way, don't cry too. Maybe say you want to be, but that is her own way of expressing herself. Let the tears flow.
Yeah.
It makes her heart free. But the man, he will just bone hires, keep a straight face, but in his heart, he's crying or he's bleeding.
Yeah.
So we have different ways we go through it. So now, like you said, before you give me a personal example, let me give you one.
Okay.
So I said I wanted to invest in something and all of that. I put little money. Then, about 300,000 had value. It was something. Money say had value.
Like, you are
At least you
into.
could go on a trip.
Yes, you could go on a trip, So I invested 300,000 naira. And then I felt like, in like 3 months, 4 months, it was going to yield me not even, I was not looking for 2 million, 3 million, but
That is something on it.
something like, let it turn up to 500K, god damn it,
Okay,
600K.
in 3 months.
In 3 months, 4 months, investment. Then I told other people too and all of that. They came around, they tried to do it and all that. And, the first month,
Nothing.
it dropped. People, today, how far? What's happening with the investment? I said, don't worry, don't you believe? They say they believe. I said, I believe too. Say, you all believe.
You're
They say,
encouraging
we
yourself.
believe. Second month, it
Nothing.
dropped.
La.
Imagine having like 5 people, I don't want to use too many numbers, 5 people investing 300K and some of them are struggling, some are, today I believe you, and all of that. So, the third month, where it was not even up to 50% left anymore. At a point, I had to tell everybody, please, guys, I know I'm shy to say this, but can you all withdraw your money? The little I have, I would top up on other people. This is my fault and all of that. And, when everybody were trying to take their money out, one person now said to me, he said, Chide, it's not your fault. It is an opportunity you saw.
And you cornered.
Yes, you. So that was what made me understand that actually these people saw that I was honest with this.
Okay.
It was an honest mistake. It was not, it was a failure to an
In
extent.
which
but it was,
some people even fight you.
yes, some people will fight
Of
me,
course.
but with the way I carried myself around it, and guess what? After the third month, it went up.
So everybody don't withdraw their money.
So it was not, so people now understood that it was not a total failure. It was
It
just
was
that
a
we're
thing
not,
of
yes,
patience.
it was a thing of patience. So, but then what we subscribed for was for 3 months and, it didn't yield
Yeah.
before. So I felt like I failed, but, the little words of encouragement from just one person kept me on my feet. I'm like, okay, well, it's a risk and we all take risks. So
Yeah.
that's my little example.
So what I would like to share is, imagine you make your first million and it just go like,
Welcome to the club.
God, no.
you know what happened then? When I first made my million, then I called my dad. I was like, Dad, what's up? That I would love to do something like poultry and wait now. Poultry,
Investor.
fishing, all this kind of thing. And there's land in Oyo. I was like, Dad, what's up?
change.
Let's jump onto this thing. I was like, okay, how much do you have? I said, Daddy, I have like 3 hem. How can we do it? Dad, of course, it's good. Poultry, fishing is like 6 months.
Yes.
Then poultry, my dad said poultry is like maybe 4, 5,
Yeah, I
depends
think
on how
it
you are
depends,
feeding
yeah,
them,
depends on
right?
the breed.
I said, okay, Daddy, you know what? Let's share like this one 1.5, this one 1.5. It's okay. Then we jump on it. After 3 months, I call Popsy. Daddy, what's up? Daddy, my dad said, I'm sick. Wait now. I said, no, it's the point I'm talking about. I don't send Kineko go there to go and check. I was like, Jesus.
Oh, God.
Then after 4 months, I call again. Daddy, what's up? Say, she don't worry, tomorrow I'll go there. After 5 months, I call me, she nothing inside that pond. I'm talking about the fishing now. There's nothing inside the pond. I was like, Daddy, what happens? It's like some all these what they call them? Is it this big lizard? What they call them? Alligator, something like they enter this thing, and I was like, Jesus. Okay, sir. Okay, no problem. How far with the chicken?
Let's get some chicken change.
You know what you tell me? Nothing chicken. I swear to myself. That's how my 3 million just went. I just have to cut it short there. I was like, oh, really? Then after that, some money still enter my account. Then I call my boss that is in US. I say, okay, I want to trade. He said, how much do you have? Wait, now I said, how much do you have? I said 35. Does he was like, okay, she just put it on. Just put it on CKGM. Or when I put it in my Korokoro eyes like this, my money is doing like this. Yo, bro, I swear my money is doing like that. I'm not going to say, sir, this thing is remaining $100. I'm going to say, hey, you're supposed to know the game now. That's how it works. I said, Jesus. So what I'm trying to say is, and after that, I've tried so many things, and up to date, I'm still trying so many things. Some are working, some are not working. So what I'm trying to say is, there's no how. If you don't start, you will be part of the people. Yeah, you'll be part of people complaining that things are not getting better. How are we going to do it? Even you'll be the one complaining about government. Because I always tell you that government don't even need anything to do for us.
They don't. Yeah.
They just need to put. They just need to put the primary needs there. After the primary needs, now boils down to you.
Yes, to do
how you can now use those things to get yourself up. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So now that brings me to the next question. So, for example, if you're to advise a lady that she has pregnancy for like 3 times, and the pregnancy is no more, like 3 times. So what would be your advice to that kind of person? Because you know that sometimes that we get tired or things weigh us down based on what is happening to us. Because now when you're talking about something that is very, very something that is very, very close to you, like when you're talking about marriage, when you're talking about children, when you're talking about career, which we've tried and it's not working. What would be just a little advice to those people?
I think the advice is going to be very different, because when you're talking about the pregnancy that one is a very different journey from a career distance. Okay. So I think for someone in that kind of situation, let me talk about the pregnant lady part. I would advise, get a community, even if it's one person that you can talk to unfiltered. And if you don't have that one person, I promise you, start journaling. I know it sounds cliche and everybody makes it feel like, oh, it's this thing. But writing your feelings and your words down will give you clarity. It will also make you know, okay, if this is a journey you want to continue on, or if you can go through another route, you will get that clarity. And for people in that situation, I really hope they have supportive partners.
So do you think counseling is good? Like you going for counseling?
Yes.
And the like. Do you think? Yes. Because I always believe in myself that even the counselors
need counseling.
They need counseling. Yes. Because they have a lot of plights they are facing.
I don't believe in,
to be honest.
I don't believe in.
Because I've seen a lot of people
Okay. I believe in counseling and therapy.
Okay.
But we have to be realistic. In Nigeria, for you to get a good therapy, it's expensive.
In Nigeria.
Anywhere, it's actually expensive. The reason why I don't even want to put down what that person is going through, I feel like because they went to school for it, so they are able to compartmentalize their own feelings separately and give you like unbiased advice. So that's why I feel like therapy works, especially for people that don't even have anybody to talk to.
Okay. So how do you know when it's time for you to get back up? You know, you made mention of something that when you are trying something and it's not working, you have to sit back, reflect. So how do you know when to now get back up?
I think I've said something about that. Your body will tell you.
Okay.
Your body will tell you, except maybe you don't want more. Because I feel like we also need to define what success means to different people. To some people, it's having a family. To some people, it's their career. So I feel once you know what it means to you, you know how to tackle it.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So for people that like it's their career and all those things, someone that is very, very ambitious, you cannot sit for too long.
Yeah.
Do you get? You might want to take a break because your brain is telling you don't want to get out of bed. But I always feel like you can't sit for too long. There's a way your body will be pinching you. It will be pinching.
You won't be comfortable.
Yeah, like this you're supposed to be doing. Yeah.
You stand up and say, no, I'm not supposed to be sleeping.
Do you know a lot of time I was sleeping? What I'm supposed to be ringing on my head.
Yes, your mind.
Yeah.
Even when you wake up a little bit, I'm supposed to do this, I'm supposed to do this. You'd have to negotiate with yourself that, let me try and sleep for a bit.
But you know, some people actually, at some point, they lost trust in themselves. You know that sometimes you don't even believe
Yeah.
capacity
Like,
anymore.
can't do it anymore.
You don't even know what you
Feel-
do next or how to do it. So now, those kind of people that have already lost trust in themselves, what is your advice to them? How can they bounce back and trust themselves back?
Bible-
Yeah.
In order to rebuild trust, I will say make very small promises to yourself and keep them. The more you keep those promises, the more you begin to trust yourself, the more you begin to believe in yourself. Like for me, it started with giving myself a set routine. And when it didn't work the first time, I realized that, okay, it didn't work because I was starting my day with things I was going to do for my family. So I made it a point that I will always take a 30-minute walk before I start anything. So in the morning, whether I wake up 4:30, I'm waking up 5:30, I'm waking up 6, I am going on that walk.
Okay.
Every other thing will wait. And once like I saw that, okay, I'm liking this walk, this thing, I was able to now shift that into like other aspects. And small by small, I was like, okay, honestly now, there's nothing you can tell me I can't. I will actually try to do it. Highest, I will fail, you laugh, but I did it. So,
Yeah. So let's talk about let's talk about, you know, when we look at the society very well, the environment will make you to even not to do anything for yourself. So let's talk about the monetary parts. You know, there are some people, like what I mentioned earlier, like I said, I have just 3 million. Imagine that as my first and last money, and the thing just go like that. Or maybe I hustle before that thing comes, right? And it's gonna have to work for another extra 3 years, 4 years. So those kind of people that they cannot access money or they cannot access things they want to do quickly, and they've already lost their first try. Do you think those people will try again? Or do you think they should try again?
I think they should try again. You should, because okay, you've lost the money. What else do you have to lose?
Do you know I used to tell myself
There's
that?
nothing left for you to lose. So in that process,
Yeah, recently, you know, I decided, let me go off this first. I decided to tell myself some certain things. You know, I was sitting down and then there's this guy. I'm always, you know, when I'm writing letters to him, I'm always being very formal, trying not to step on his toes and all of that. And then for a while, I was not seeing things were not going the way I wanted it to. I wanted to type a letter to him following all due procedures and all of that, formality's sake and all that. Now, I say, even if this one is a government official, he's a human being. You know, at a point, I told myself, he's a human being. Even if he's a government official, he's a human being. I then called him. Usually, I don't call. I called him. So now that is where failure comes. And I said, he rather talks to me anyhow or she raised his voice, and I called him. And then when I called him, he said, Jitebobo, how are you now? All my para, calm down. I said, I'm fine, sir. You know, so literally, the way he approached me made me understand that he's just a human being. You know, he doesn't want me to call him all the time, but just make that move sometimes when we really need it. And people understand that, okay, he had to call. That was why he called me. And I was able to lay out my complaints and, you know, say some other things. And I said, okay, no problem. And the way he did it, I was like, if I didn't try, that means I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah. So
you know, I could express myself this much.
So, Mr. Jide, and you, she and I, a question just came in from our Instagram, and three of us need to answer that question anyway.
Okay.
And the question says, this is an exciting episode. Please, can you advise? I have been in school for 8 years, studying a 4 years course. That. I keep failing. The more years, the worse thing gets in school. Graduating will be my greatest achievement now, but this seems impossible. So depressed right now. From Mr. Jide. What advice can you give to that person?
I have a brutal answer.
Or do you want to start?
I have a brutal answer. So first, I would like to say, even if it would take you 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, don't worry, you would finish. First, take it, put it upon yourself that I would finish.
Okay.
I know I am slow. Maybe Nigeria is happening based on the strike and all of that, but I would finish. Take it as a phase of life you must complete. If it's take you 4, 5, 6 years, 10 years, a personal example, myself, I left school for a while because I thought I had made money. I went to Lagos. I missed my exams and all of that. No, it's an example. I was supposed to be in school for 4 years, but I ended up spending 6 years.
Ooh.
I never had carryover. I never failed a course. I was on the dean's list. I was almost on scholarship, but I left school. I almost graduated with the first class. Do you understand? But I intentionally left school. And not that I made money. I was collecting money from my dad, thinking I've made it. I was trying to travel to China and all of that. No, I'm saying all of this,
Yeah.
you know. You send the
So
money
you
and
can
all of that.
learn.
Lagos, there's Chinatown in Lagos, baby. You know, so I was having my fun. And I left school for a while. So they then called him and said, sir, your son is not writing the exams. And then he called me and said, Chidi, where are you?
Hey,
Said,
your heart will do boom.
Thought I was in China. I was in Lagos. So, but aside that, I left school for a while and I was like, I'm not going to pay your school fees anymore and all of that. But over time, I still went back. In the process of going back, my mom passed and then everything happened. You know, she was my best friend and all.
Oh,
so these were
sorry
the
about
challenges. I still got suspended again.
Oh,
So, you know, few months after she passed. So it was a lot. I told you, I never failed. I never had carryover. But I chose to just leave. You know, I was having fun. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So you have to finish. Don't worry. There'll be challenges, there'll be obstacles. But now, see, I'm done.
And you are here.
And I'm here.
So
that's it.
So to
You
me,
finish.
the advice I would give that person is, trust me, I don't really believe in universities. That's number one. I believe in handwork, right? You being in school and it's not working out for almost 8 years, and you didn't find something else doing. No, to be honest, even if you are within your vicinity in school, find something you have interest that you can learn. Don't let that 8 years just go like that. You
That's
get-
another
Because
angle.
it's very, very important. If you look at it very well, most of our vicinity or our environment, most of the people that is making waves, there are people that is doing handwork. So find one. Imagine from the first year, you have something doing. By now, you be your guy. That 8 years will not just go. But now that what's happened has already happened, what can you do? As the school is still there, find something doing in the vicinity. Before you know it, they'll just be calling you Baba Abiji or something like that. And you'll be depressed more. So find something you have interest in and you'll be doing it so that you can be keeping yourself busy. And if school too is running, be going to school. There are some people that is doing part-time, so you can't just be wasting a year, doing nothing. So find things to do. That's my own advice.
That's very-
So let's bounce back to
the
our
idea
audience.
is get a skill
Yeah, it's very, very
Acquire
important.
a
It's
skill.
very, very important.
that pays you.
Yeah. So let's bounce back to our...
well, I think I'm leaning more towards Shay, but honestly, what I'll say for this is complete your education and get that degree. Because some of the jobs I've gotten, even though they were not like legally related, I got them because of my law degree. Do you get? So it might not be what you want to do, but people want to be able to have the confidence that you can see something through. And that's what a certificate, I feel, in essence, means. Then another thing is, handiwork might not be for everybody. Let's be honest. Not everybody can do this thing. So it doesn't have to be like something you do with your hands. It can be a skill, like you said. It can be a digital skill.
Of course.
And I know a lot of people come and say money, but I feel like we also don't research enough.
Yeah.
There are a lot of free courses online. I have taken a lot of free courses from Coursera, Udemy, Allison. You find them.
Even Google. as
Yes,
well.
even
Yeah,
Google, yeah.
Ordinary YouTube can teach you a lot. of things.
IBM too.
Yeah.
If you're tech inclined and you want this thing, go on IBM. There are analytics and all of that.
Yeah.
So just find something to keep yourself busy. And depression is not something you can just tell someone to just stand up.
Yes.
From
Yes, it's a
Everybody,
process.
yes, everybody has where their mental strength stops or starts. What our advice is, as you're trying to figure out what you want, try and find out about yourself to try and find out your triggers. What are the things that make you fall into like that depression? Who are the people that maybe say things to you that make you remember? And avoid them, I would say, and also try and look at things from a different perspective. Instead of looking at things as the glass half full or looking at things as, oh, I'm still in school, nothing is happening. Look at it as, okay, the labor market is trash right now. I still have the excuse of school to not dive in. And do you get? So once you change that perspective, you are going to change your mind and you're going to find joy in hopeless places.
So
This
to
is
the
good. This
yeah
is
to the owner of this question, you've heard from the educative perspective, and you've heard from the skills perspective as well. So you know what can make you happy. You know what you can do for yourself. So in your environment, as I said earlier, check for what you can do, skills, or if possible, visit your friend, make yourself happy. Please, depression is real. Don't go and be crying or maybe be inside the house and lock yourself up. Because I've seen a lot of people, you just lock themselves up inside the house, doing nothing, just be crying. Some people even be buying some kind of enhancement, this thing to make them happy. Please don't do that. Yeah, and that's why I mentioned.
Subscribe to crying.
Of course, and that's why I mentioned that
crying is free.
It's free. I like to cry.
Yeah, so that's why I mentioned that do things that makes you happy. Right? Do things that, like me, like this. Believe me, in my house, there's a lot of games. Well, I can play game from morning to night because it makes me happy. So please don't depress. And that's that for
That's
that.
good.
So, Mr. Jide, do you have
Yeah, I have something to say. So I wanted to ask this question to all of us, our guests here, and also to you, Mr. Sheikh. So what do you think is the role of friendships when it comes to what do you advise friends to do for their fellow friends?
So are you asking me first?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Oh, no, ladies first. She will go first, please. Yes, she's our amazing, wonderful guest.
Okay.
So what are the roles friends have to play in terms of helping their friends bounce back?
Friends are extremely important. I don't know how to explain it. I know everybody is doing solo man, I'm on my own, but you need that community. And community now does not even need to be like 10 people.
Yeah.
One person. You know that one person that when you want to do something bad, you don't call them till after you've done it. That's the person you should actually call when you're in that distance, because the person knows you. The person will know how to convey the message. And to friends, brutal honesty. Let's be honest. You are just looking for a way to be a bully. You can be very honest and be diplomatic and empathetic about it. I can relate to your situation while giving you a solution, but if you're just giving criticisms, you're not doing anything. You're just beating a horse while it's down. If you're going to give criticisms, try and make sure you have solutions, or at least things that can lead towards solutions.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think, last one, just listening. Sometimes you don't need to just allow the person talk and
just listen. Be a good
say,
listener.
yeah.
To me, when we are talking about friends or friendship based on this topic, I used to say something like, you need to understand your friend very well. Because there are some things you put out there that even your friend that will even quench the fire. So once you understand the kind of advice they can give to you, because there are some friends that once you say that thing out, they will look, you to be looking as if they are telling you what to do to climb up, and at the same time, believe me, they are bringing you down more, because they will give you reason why to go, and they will give you a reason why to set back. This is what I'm trying to say. So those kind of friends, you need to understand them. Once you understand your friend, then you can tell them. Like to me, I have friends, but not like friend I talk to. I'm my friend. This is my friend. I talk to myself in the mirror. I can just set like 2 mirrors like this. This is Sheyi 1, Sheyi 2, Sheyi 3.
I don't even
I'm telling you, I will tell this one this, I'll tell this one that, because I'm the only one that can tell myself the truth. Whether you like it or not, a bit of, if you bring if I have like 10 friends, there's no how. Out of 9, a bit of jealousy will be there. Especially when you want to climb a ladder that they've never climbed before. That's friend for you. And there are some friends that they'll be so happy, genuinely, make you to achieve that. Why? Some friends want you to achieve that because they know that once you get that, they've already climbed as well. That's some friend for you. So a friend that wants you to get something because of his own gain as well. What do you think of that kind of person? And that's why I always talk to myself in the mirror. It's not everything I put out there, especially when it comes to something very, very important to my life. But when it comes to business, when you are doing a business of maybe like 100 million or 150 million, and you are a friend that doesn't even have like 500,000 is advising you. What kind of advice do you want from that kind of person? No, let's be realistic.
No, I don't agree. Sorry
Okay.
to cut you short.
Okay,
I
that's
don't
fine.
agree. The person does not have money does not mean the person does not have knowledge.
I know. I'm
Do you
just talking
understand?
about jealousy.
Yeah, but the thing I feel like is we make jealousy sound like a negative emotion. You can be jealous. It's what you do with that jealousy that determines whether it's witchcraft. Or this thing. Do you get? I can see something
So
you're
it's only
doing.
natural.
Yeah, it's actually
be
natural
jealous
to be
of something.
jealous. If you're seeing your friend doing something
Hmm.
and now you cannot walk up to that person and
Yeah.
like, oh, how are you doing this? Put me on. You automatically know that person is not your friend.
Okay, this is how you know. Sorry to cut you. This is how you know. Imagine you are selling something. How many of your friends have already patronized you?
Okay, what
Hold
if
on.
they don't need that thing you're selling?
Okay, for example, I made mention of something one day. I said, look at what we're having here. A lot of your friends are not even sharing. A lot of your even family members, they are not even sharing. So those kind of people now, you now have a problem. Pertain to what you are doing, you want to go and meet them to advise you. You know what I'm trying to say? For example now, if Jide is doing something, don't get me wrong, I might not share it.
Okay.
I might not share it, right? I might not maybe that time patronize Jide, but if you need a help to talk or something, I might be able to like, oh, guys, do it this way, don't do it this way. There are some people like that. I don't generalize things. I just try to like give points on everything. So, and there are some people that they are happy with you genuinely, they advise you genuinely. But there are some people, a lot of people, if you bring 10, trust me, 9 of them will not advise you genuinely. So you need to understand your friends and know how you can advise or how you can put yourself out there for them to advise you. That's my own take on it.
Okay.
Hmm.
Finally, what I just want to say is find that person that you can be yourself with. Even if it's one person, you always need a sounding board. And stop dwelling on, on those friends that are not doing this, not doing that. You are expending energy that should be going towards other things. That friend that is giving you what you want, focus on that person. That is your guide. That is your person. Every other person.
Thank you
meet us
so
at the
so
top.
much. So if I may ask you, how can you summarize things that we've talk about today and the little you can give out to the audience, in just like 3-4 words?
Believe in your source. You are not that important in other people's lives.
like
You are
that.
only important in your own. And it's always okay to take a break.
Please, can you say that again? Believe in your source. You are not that important
In other people's lives, just your own.
So audience, you've heard that.
Wow.
Believe.
I've been searching for importance in people's lives.
Believe in yourself. You are
Damn.
not that important in other people's lives. So you are important in your own life. So you have to believe in yourself. Thank you for spending this time with us on Mind Aligned. If today's episode reminds you that failure isn't the end, but a turning point, then I hope you carry with you what we said here today, because it is very important that you think about what to do next and think about how powerful you are. You are not denied by what went wrong. You are just shaped by how you rise. If this resonates with you, feel free to share, comments, likes, and also thanks to our Black African queen. Thank you for coming around today, and thank you for sharing.
Thank you for having me too.
Yeah, thank you for sharing how you feel about failure and how to bounce back. And also to my co-host, Mr. Jide Apata. Thank you also as well. Really appreciate it.
much.
And till we see you people next week, thank you so much and bye for now.